Alright, so after seeing Liberty Falls, the second zombies map for BO6 at COD Next a few days ago, a lot of people have been saying this looks like Warzone, this sucks, zombies is cooked, Treyarch sucks, whatever. And I get it, because I mean, look at Liberty Falls. It's just kind of funny to me how it was like a few days before that and people were like, oh, zombies is bad, Treyarch cooked, whatever. And then a few days later, after we get the little preview of the gameplay and stuff, a lot of people are like, oh, Treyarch sold. This does not feel like zombies. This is trash. And it's like, we got to remember low-key that we're not seeing like a full representation of what this map is supposed to be. Like, people weren't really doing Easter eggs like that. They weren't really doing like nothing that you would really do in like a zombies map as a hardcore fan or like as a try-hard. But yeah, I definitely understand the concerns of the map. I was looking at all these comments. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, what could Treyarch really do to bring this back? Like, how could they kind of make this, they could like salvage it and be like, okay, this will be like one of the best zombies, or like not the best zombies, but like it'll be good, like people will enjoy it, right? So I'm sitting here thinking, and I kind of got a few things that I think that they should low-key do, and it's very simple. Like, it's not like crazy things, like you don't need to change nothing crazy. It's very simple stuff. Like, zombies is Treyarch's mode, bro. Like, they're supposed to be able to like get that down like 100%. Like, you can't be selling that mode because no one else does zombies. So it's like, if you're doing it wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on here, you know? So the first thing I think they should probably add, and we don't know if Terminus has this, we only seen Liberty Falls, and you know, Liberty Falls was Liberty Falls, but we don't really know if Terminus has the like whole thematic UI. Like, if you look at Origins, you see like different UIs and stuff, right? And the different UIs that you see are usually like really different from like multiplayer UIs. Like, they don't use the same UI. It like has like a specific design to it to make it feel more zombies, right? But I feel like they kind of don't have that no more. So it's kind of weird. It kind of throws off the vibe. It's not like that serious. Obviously, it's just a UI. It's just a HUD, but it adds to the zombies vibe. And I think that if they do bring that back, that is something that will add to the zombies vibe. Next, I think they should bring back the old pack animations, and then the whole like the crafting animations and the pack animations. Like, it's just, I don't know. When I see that animation, it's just mad nostalgic. Like, I remember playing BO2, Transit, and I'm just like, that animation is just, it gives me some good memories, man. It's one of those things where it's like, it's not that like big of a deal, but it's like just something where when you see it as a fan, or like someone who plays this a lot, or someone who kind of played it as a kid, you kind of look at it and you kind of feel some type of way. Like, you feel, you have this like good feeling in your heart, in your chest, in your body, you know? You feel good about it. So that's something that I think they definitely could bring back or look at or whatever. Next, I think, honestly, from what I've been seeing, the armor looks crazy strong. Like, armor plates look like they're mad strong. So if they were gonna do anything with armor plates, like if they really wanted to keep armor plates, I think making them less tanky to kind of keep up that whole like difficulty of zombies and like the fear of getting hit by a zombie, I think that would help a lot. That would definitely be something that is just like, you know, it's good. Like, you don't need to make it like crazy hard, but come on, right? Like, it doesn't need to be like, I don't need to be sitting here taking 15 hits from zombies before I actually like go down. Like, I want to be afraid of the zombies. I don't want to just be like, oh, this zombie hit me, I'm fine though. I think if they're going to like, if they really want to add armor plates, I think the best thing that they can do is just not even like, they should make it so you can't replate. Like, you can't have that Warzone animation of like plating. It should just be you either get a, like, you have to go to a machine and you have to like craft it, or you have to like buy it with like your money, and then you get full armor, and then if you lose it, you have to run back down. I think that's how it was in Cold War, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was like that in Cold War from what I remember playing. Like, you would have to go down to the machine, you would have to go buy new armor, and then you would kind of have to like keep going back if you lost your armor, which would kind of keep you going with like the whole, like, it would kind of make it so you have to move around, and it would bring that difficulty element to where it's like you're actually afraid that you don't have armor now, and you have to move around the map and avoid a bunch of zombies just to get it. It kind of adds to it, I feel like. I do think that they could also go the route of kind of making it so that it's like you can break, like the armor is like really, not really easy to break, but the armor is like not as strong, but you can't even buy it. Like, they could make it so that this is like kind of extreme low-key, but they can make it so that you can't even buy it. You can only get it from like a max armor power-up or some shit, right? Like, only a max armor power-up will give you full armor, and then if you lose that, you have to wait for another one. That they could kind of add that if they really wanted to like push it. Like, I don't think it needs to be that serious, but if they really wanted to push it, they could do that too. That wouldn't be bad. It could definitely be like pretty difficult for like casual players, but overall, overall, I don't think it's gonna be like too bad if they did that, but it could go either way with that kind of situation where it's like it could be too much, where it's like even bad for like people who usually play zombies, where it's like I want to get armor, but I have to kind of like get this power bone, you know. So I think buying it is like the perfect solution where you can't replate, you can't pick up plates, but you just need to keep buying it. That would be like, it would add to the zombies experience, right? Another thing I really think that they should do is at least like, I think, because we're kind of going back to the whole like, oh, OG round-based zombies, whatever, they have to, and we don't know if this is how it's going to be, where they're going to have like every season or every like patch or whatever, like maybe every, you know how they have like a season 1 update and then they have the reloaded update. We don't know if they're going to do like one map with a crew and another map without one for every update, and then for the reloaded they might drop another 2. We don't know. We'll see how they do that, but I think the best situation for zombies is if they just try to keep on putting a dedicated crew into it, because, you know, if Liberty Falls had a dedicated crew, I feel like it would add to it. Like, it wouldn't be too bad to have a dedicated crew, because when I saw the cinematic personally, I thought it was gonna be like, I thought there was gonna be a dedicated crew in like a situation of like you guys would all start in different spots. I know that would be kind of crazy, but from what it looked like in the trailer, it looked like, you know, you would all start in different locations, and then you have to like, you would all have different tasks you would have to do in your specific areas that you spawn in, and then you'd have to like kind of meet together, and then you could like do other stuff to progress the Easter egg or to just survive if you want to. But that's not what it's looking like, which is kind of tough, but I mean, it is what it is. So I'm just hoping that they kind of hear the community and like, okay, people clearly want dedicated crews, so we should just try and focus on keeping that for the next, like the future maps and stuff. I have like one last like big idea, right? This one, I feel like it would be like the hardest one to do, kind of, because it's like you would be changing the whole map. Like, they would literally have to change the whole way that the map would work, all the like some of the buys and stuff like that, some of the ways like the shit works in like the different shops, some of the, like, they would have to change a good amount of the map to kind of do this last idea that I'm really thinking about. But I feel like if they did this, you could kind of please the new people who don't really care, the people who are trying to camo grind, and you could please the people who are OGs who are just trying to grind zombies and do Easter eggs and stuff. So I kind of thought back to like MP and how MP has like hardcore, right? And I'm like thinking, like, why don't they make a hardcore zombies? And it sounds kind of crazy, right? But it's not like, when I say hardcore, I don't mean like, oh, you like one tap everything or whatever, or you get one tapped or something. I'm saying like hardcore zombies in the sense that it's like for the hardcore players. Like, it's a harder zombies experience. It's the OG zombies experience. You start with a pistol. There's none of the new stuff like buying armor. All of the perks are like OG perks. And it's just like, it just, you know, it's just OG. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking they could kind of have the, you start with a pistol thing. That could be cool, right? So that people, like, the thing about the whole people wanted to start with a pistol, like, I kind of believe that it's like, if you want to start with a pistol, just put that in your loadout, just start with it. But I do understand why people are like, oh, if I'm playing with my friends or if I'm playing with randoms, they're all gonna have guns and I'm kind of like throwing. But the thing, like, if you're playing with friends, that's less serious, and if you're playing with like randoms, that's more of an issue. But you can just play alone. But it's also because people don't want to be the ones to like put a handicap on themselves. Like, people want the game to force them to kind of use a pistol or have no armor or play this specific way, kind of. Like, they don't want to like have the game force them to do everything, but they kind of want this like things that add to the difficulty of it, where it's like, even though you only keep your pistol for like a few rounds, unless it's like a really good pistol and you can like pack it or something, and like it's really good packed or something, you know, you only keep it for a few rounds, but it adds to that OG experience, right? So you start with a pistol, right? That's cool. I think that's a good part that they could add to this, you know, hardcore zombies mode. They could do no armor, right? No armor whatsoever. They could do completely no armor. They could do, let's say, like a 2-3 hit down, maybe more if you have like jug, and then it could be like, you know, that they would have to change up the whole like some of the buys, as I was saying, like, because I'm pretty sure some of the way like the elements work, like the ammo mods, I think those work differently from what I saw, because I watched some, you know, some BO3 gameplay, because I wasn't able to play BO3, but I watched some BO3 gameplay, and it looked like you couldn't buy elemental mods on your gun. Like, you had to pack it and then it would come with it, right? So I'm thinking like maybe they would do that. I don't know, but that also is one of the things where I'm like, it changes the buys and like changes the stuff and like changes these like different stations you would go to on the default. So it's kind of like a bigger change. It's like more of like an overall, not really an overhaul, but like more of like a, it's literally just gonna be like a completely different mode from like the default. And they're already adding like a guided mode, so I'm like, they should just, you know, they should expand their vision and try and like please the OG fans, you know, who kind of want this to go back to what it was. As I said before, in like I think it was like the first point We need to get that UI looking nice and crisp, looking nice like a zombies UI. When you have that like special look to a zombies UI, it hits. So they need to add that somehow, because it's just like it adds to the vibe of zombie. In this mode, they could also have the OG pack animations and stuff like that, some of the OG crafting animations, or just any crafting animation, whatever. And then another thing, the ammo boxes, right? There's like, I think it was like since Cold War, there's been like these ammo boxes on the floor where you can go and you just purchase ammo. They could take those completely off the map for this hardcore mode, and then you just it's just like max ammo. You just have to get max ammo, you know what I mean? Because that's another thing some people were complaining about. Some people were like, oh, you have to run over here, you have to buy the ammo. I miss when I had to hope I got a max ammo, you know what I mean? So it's like being desperate in a zombies mode is kind of what it adds to the difficulty of it, where you're like, damn bro, I can't use this gun, I need ammo, and then you finally get your max ammo, and then it's like, yes, finally got ammo, and now you're happy as shit. You're able to move on, you're able to do what you need to do, right? So that adds to it. And one thing I was thinking is like, I thought back to like Origins, and I was like, if they do add shields, like armor plates, like why not just make it so you have to craft it? Like you have to do like something to craft it, you know what I mean? Because if people don't want to like necessarily get armor plates, if people don't want to replay it like it's Warzone, just make it so that it's kind of like a Origins shield feature, where it's like you build the shield and then your shield breaks, you have to go back and build it. It's gonna be like what I was saying before, where you have to like go back and just buy it, but it's gonna be like a different thing where you have to craft it first, then buy it, right? So that's gonna add to that whole extra difficult. So I think like this is like the best way that they could do it. It's either they kind of like tweak what they have right now, or they just make like a separate playlist for the hardcore players, or a separate difficulty for hardcore players, and then they just be like, okay, if you want this OG zombies, you get this, but this is what's gonna happen, right? So that people know what they're getting into. Even if it's like someone who isn't as much of a zombies fan, they'll know what they're getting into. They'll know we're starting with a pistol, they'll know we're doing this. So it's like, if you're new and you want like kind of like a chill experience, or you want a camo grind, whatever, and you're not really a zombies person, you can just do the one where you have loadouts and stuff. You can just do that one. You can do the easy version. Don't need to worry about dying too much. Don't need to worry about ammo too much. Just worry about camo grinding and stuff like that, right? And then you have the people who are more hardcore, who will actually like focus on just trying to get Easter eggs, trying to get high rounds and stuff like that, which will add it. I feel like that's like the best way. It's literally just the best way. You please both people. Like, I don't think anyone will complain about that. Like, and if people complain about that, I feel like they're just being too picky. Like, it's just that's the easiest way that I could think about it, because they already said that they were gonna put a guided mode that was gonna be like a kind of helping people who don't do the Easter eggs kind of like learn how to do it, and it was gonna guide people, but that's gonna come later after the maps drop, right? So why not just add another mode, right? Like, I don't think it's a bad idea, man. All right, so while I was making this video, I saw a tweet from Brian CRT, or Bob Network UK, on Twitter, and apparently got some news of a zombies classic mode or something like that, but I don't really know if it's actually even gonna be in the game, or if it's like actually real. Maybe it's just some random stuff in the files. You really never know with this stuff. So I take it with a grain of salt and just be like, just wait, you know, you never really know. But if it is like a classic zombies mode, I genuinely think that if they do that, this could like, it would just please everybody, right? Because if you have a different mode for everyone, it's just like everyone's happy. There's no reason to like force the community to do one thing. You can just like, everyone gets what they want and everyone's happy. I feel like that's the perfect way to do it. So hopefully this comes. I don't know if it does come. I don't really know if it's gonna be like a day one thing. I doubt it would be a day one thing, to be honest. I feel like it would rather be like more of like a season one thing, because like if it was a day one thing, I feel like they would have said it. But also maybe they're just trying to save it as like a surprise. I don't really know. We don't even know if it's real right now. So I'm just hoping right now, you know, I'm just really hoping. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, and just let me know what you thought about this video. Drop something down in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you guys in another Black Ops 6 video.